Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. In this video, this is a big video, guys, because we are going to be updating you on how the smart contract Alonzo rollout plan is going. We're going to be hearing from the team at IOHK themselves in regards to this. We also have an upcoming event that you would have noticed on the thumbnail. Charles Hoskinson is indeed going on the Lex Fridman podcast. This is going to bring quite a wide exposure to not only Charles Hoskinson, who he is as a person and all the great attributes associated with him, but the Cardano blockchain. So the first thing I really want to do, guys, is hear how smart contracts are going. And I put out a Cardano video yesterday where I essentially said I wasn't really looking at the charts too much in regards to a smaller term time frame for Cardano. However, I think some people were expecting that. So we're going to go over what's happening in the charts on a 4-hourly, a daily, and most importantly, a weekly, guys, because we're going to be touching on the fact that I still do believe Elliott wave theory is in play, and we have really just going through our fourth wave, ready to enter that fifth wave before we see the sort of, movement up towards a $7.50 plus Cardano price, perhaps. Something on the RSI that is shown that is very, very interesting, guys. Essentially, I think we're going to have a spring-loaded effect very soon. There could be some more downside for Cardano on the short term. We're going to talk about that all in this video. So pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we're going to be relaying it to Bitcoin. First thing I want to do is tell you where Cardano is today. It's currently set at $1.51. That's the UK and me coming out right there. So the first thing I want to do, guys, is listen to the development team that are working on the Alonzo testnets that are going to lead up to the mainnet, where we're going to have fully functional smart contracts. Essentially, in this video, they are talking about how smart contracts are here. They're already rolling out the first small sort of scale smart contracts in the testnet. Guys, it's round the corner. I do not want anyone to get shaken out. We're going to talk about the possibility of some more downside, but let's just listen to this and then let's jump into the charts and kind of relay it to what we're seeing.
Nigel and Dimitris from the project team to give us the very latest. So Nigel, how's it all going?
Well, we've got the Blue network up. It's up and spinning. SBOs are invited. They're running nodes. They're getting testing done. And they're helping us to sort out a bunch of issues. Task Force 1, which is our pioneers and our partners, are also up and spinning. They're setting up their first nodes and starting with their first exercises. And then comes the exciting bit, our first Hello World round trips of Plutus.
So Dimitris, perhaps you can just expand on that a little.
Yes, Tim, indeed. So the Hello World round trip is exactly as it sounds, right? So we don't have yet the Plutus backend fully integrated, but we can actually talk to the Alonzo node. So a pioneer could create a very simple smart contract and pass it to the ledger so they can have their first smart contract written against our network. It could be as simple as a transaction that passes back a hello world or a confirmation of a payment that has been made or something similar. So the node team has completed the first round-trip translation using a Plutus script on Tuesday, and the steps to replicate this will be shared as an exercise shortly.
So what does this actually mean?
Well, it means that we have Alonzo running smart contracts. Nothing fancy, but we can go end-to-end, which is quite an important milestone. It is also worth mentioning that all that is on top of the functionality that was in place since the Merry hard fork, and our QA team has completed.
Let me just break this down for you guys. Big things are coming to Cardano. They are now running smart contracts. He is still on the testnet and isn't going to be available to the public and for developers sort of worldwide until the mainnet. But guys, it's here. Please don't let the short term, and it's why we didn't focus on the short term price of Cardano in yesterday's video, because ultimately the price of Cardano is so heavily tethered to Bitcoin and what Bitcoin decides to do, and it's still making its mind up. Let me be very clear when I say I am bullish on the crypto space. I still think we're in a bull market and everything is going to recover. I think we're going to have a kind of March 2020 style recovery for Bitcoin, which is going to usher on the rest of the market and really direct the rest of the market. Short term, though, for Cardano, you are certainly in a downwards trend. I mean, that's apparent. I mean, the 4-hourly is showing that you're hitting your head on this EMA, and it's really serving as resistance, not support. So ultimately, you know, there is going to come an equilibrium point where, you know, you're going to keep going down before you break out of this. But how far down you are going to go is anybody's guess. I am still dollar cost averaging into my Cardano. Any significant dips I'm taking full advantage of and purchasing, because I have the ultimate belief that not only Cardano is going to do fantastic things in the future, and we're seeing that become evident today, ladies and gentlemen. And I do still believe we are in for our Elliott wave theory, where we are essentially going to continue on that fifth wave that I believe is going to take us to around about $7.50. Whether that comes at the end of the year or we have an extended sort of cycle theory, whatever form that takes, I do still absolutely believe that Cardano is going to get to that $7.50 price. I think people think that I don't because of the short-term sort of state of the market. That's not how this works, guys. You need to, you know, be investing on more of a longer-term time scale, not what's going to happen next week or, you know, at the end of the month. Also want to point something very sort of significant on the RSI. You can see when you came down here on our kind of, when we completed that two wave, or what I believe was the two wave, which is a kind of pullback wave in your Elliott wave theory. You then came back and you touched this midline for your RSI. You are now making your way down to it, guys, and there could be a bounce point that comes off this as a result, which is also going to probably coincide with you making your fifth wave. I do still believe that you are going to have more of an equilibrium with this EMA, because it's just how, you know, it's how cycles really work, to be honest with you guys. It's how things work. This EMA usually in a bull market acts as a very good springboard and a equilibrium point that you will sort of reconcile with along the bull run. Bitcoin, like I say, is much and such the same, ladies and gentlemen. Ultimately, you know, we made a longer video where we really spoke in more detail about the overall crypto space and the state of it. And you have a battle going on between sort of centralized fiat systems and Bitcoin right now. And of course, there's going to be pushback from the system that Bitcoin is essentially trying to replace. That's really what's the sort of narrative that's going around at the moment in regards to, you know, making sense of all the media and stuff like that. But Cardano, guys, I'm still as bullish as I've ever been, regardless of the short-term time frame. Short-term, it doesn't look great at all. You know, we're not really seeing many signs of strength. There are a few sort of support levels that are holding, but you just seem to keep on, you know, falling out of resistance, essentially. You seem to just keep rolling over, and this EMA, you know, could continue to push you down. You could see a revisit of somewhere like that before we then spring load up. That would coincide with the weekly EMA as well. It would also coincide with the RSI and you coming down and kind of bouncing off this level. The Lex Fridman is significant news because he has a very broad audience. Vitalik did the Ethereum co-founder. Vitalik did the podcast not that long ago, which definitely gained exposure for Ethereum. And not only that, Vitalik in that actually touched on Charles. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he touches on Vitalik. Probably not the right wording there. Whether he mentions Vitalik in his interview. So we got big things coming. You know, smart contracts are here. They're already being tried and tested. He did mention at the start there was issues. That's what testnets are for, to kind of iron out the creases and really make sure this thing is running the way it should. So quick recap, ladies and gentlemen. The market's down and we're having a bit of a red day. Ultimately, I do think you're going to recover in a similar way to what we did here. And we're going to continue this bull run to where I believe Bitcoin could get to around about 160,000, and something like Cardano is probably going to get to $7.50 and beyond. That's why we're still accumulating in these times, guys, because we believe in the project and I believe in blockchain technology and its role that it's going to play in the future. So nothing to worry about, guys. There was a comment yesterday, like I say, who the individual wasn't really very happy with the fact that I hadn't gone into a charting point of view. The reason being on the short term right now that I haven't done that, and it's definitely worth me explaining myself here, certainly in yesterday's video, is because we are so tethered to Bitcoin at this point, and there is an onslaught happening on, you know, with Bitcoin right now. That's going to be pretty hard to shake off for the rest of the market. I think we are going to move towards a world where these coins are less correlated to Bitcoin, in the fact that, you know, Bitcoin tanks, you know, these coins just tank with it. Cardano didn't really tank. I mean, look at the strength of Cardano in comparison with some of the other coins out there. I mean, it's really shown a lot of strength. And this is another, there's so many bullish factors when you're looking at something like Cardano that you know, you can't help but be bullish on this project. And like I say, smart contracts are here. We got Charles on the Lex Fridman podcast, which I think is a big deal. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. I hope you're all having a fantastic day and enjoy your weekend. Do not stress. Go outside. Just remember the fundamentals of blockchain, the fundamentals of what's trying to be undertaken here, and the reward side. To me, crypto, the risk to reward, the reward significantly outweighs the risk. That's just my situation. Your situation might be different, and always take that into account. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. Have a fantastic weekend. I will see you tomorrow, so get subscribed for that video and click that notification bell. If you've enjoyed the content, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment. Leave feedback, guys, because your feedback is crucial to the growth of this channel, and I do read every single comment, even if I don't get to actually comment on them. Also, I'm sure you guys know the drill by now. Ignore the scammers in the comment section pretending to be me. Anybody that needs to advertise in the comment section of somebody's YouTube channel isn't worth a penny, guys. You should be, that isn't how, you know, legit advertisement really works. All I have for you guys, I'm going to love and leave you. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching.